Well, all right. There we go. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yak, how you doing? First in chat. That's so nice. Hey, you redeemed your daily check-in for your rose petal. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So back, trying to make sure I stay on task and on time. We're a whole hour earlier than we were yesterday, so we are good. Hopefully by Friday we'll be up at 6 a.m. starting at 6, like we're supposed to be starting at 6. But we're back and getting back into the groove of things. How have you been? I hope everything's been well with you and the family. All right, so here we are, day 6 of May the Words. And just to give you all a little bit of, I should have waited 10 more minutes. I could have rated. Oh, oh, goodness. So sorry about that. That's all right. I appreciate you and I appreciate the thought about that. I appreciate the thought about that. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say, welcome in everybody. Of course, today is day 6 of our May the Words event. And the way our May the Word events works is we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. We're part of an event that's hosted by author Christy Lee and writer Lee, who are on the Discord server, the same page. And each year, they've been doing this now. I believe this is year 3 of the event. Each year, we come together as a writing community and a reading community, and we try to write and read a set number of words. So it's just a collective community thing. It's not a competition. Nobody outdoing anybody else. The goal is to write 1.5 million words across all of the streamers here on Twitch who are typically found in the writing and reading space. Some of them are in co-working and coding, but for the most part, we're in the writing and reading space. So we are doing really, really good. There are a couple of commands that we use. One of them, I'm going to go to the May the Words, which kind of gives a little bit of detail about it. We have a nice little word tracker. I shared that with everybody yesterday. Very easy. You click that link, you put in your Twitch ID, choose the streamer that you're streaming, the streamer that you are writing with, and put in the number of words. And it's an automatic tracker that tracks everything. Very, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. And I'm going to switch scenes for just a second to kind of show you all what this looks like, because again, I think it's a beautiful thing. And probably after the stream, I will be talking about it too much more, because most people who are participating in it will kind of know what it's about. But let me see, screen. Okay, so you all should be able to hear me now. I just realized I didn't even have a mic source on this particular scene. And I was like, no wonder people have been like, what the heck? Nobody knew what the heck I was talking about. All right, so anyway, you see a blank screen right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the actual um, document with you. And that's so funny because nobody said anything to me yesterday. I didn't have a chance to go back and look at the VOD. So I didn't even realize it. But here we are. So there is a beautiful workbook that they put together inside of Google Sheets. And what ends up happening here is that you can see our tracking towards our collective word count. Right now, we're at 388,544 words, which is about 25%. And for each streamer, you see how many words they put in. I'm a little low right now, but y'all, I'm going to get to writing really hard. So I'm going to be catching up. I won't be at the 45,000 like this person right here. You know, the 50,000 represents the whole entire word count that I plan on writing for the rest of the month. They're already at it at day 6. Goodness. But that's collective across their community. But there's a real simple word tracking thing here. You click add words here. Oh, add words here. Okay, let's go to the link. All right, opens up a nice little form. You go to the form, you type in your Twitch username. So I'm going to put in my EK Rose Writes username. I'm writing against EK Rose Writes. Now, I promise you, you should do this after you've done your writing, but I have made a commitment to myself to write at least 250 words per morning stream. I'm pretty sure I write more than that each morning, but we're going to put in the 250. And these are going to be words written because, again, I'm going to finish up my blog article that I was working on. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And so then when we go back to the actual May the Words, I had 488 words before that added that 250 words and now 738. So if you are writing, you can do the same thing. Just go to the form, fill it out, put your Twitch username, choose my channel, and then just put the number of words. And lots of words count. We have words counting from anything that's written in a draft. If you're outlining, world building, brainstorming, editing, translating, even reading or listening to an audiobook also counts as well. So I think that's really a great thing. All right. So I'm glad I kind of came back over here and kind of saw this and realized that yesterday I was talking about all of this and sharing all kinds of great, wonderful things about it and had absolutely no mic on the scene. So I know nobody heard anything that I said. So I'll go in and make sure I edit that out and fix the VOD for that. All right. So going back over here to our daily inspiration for writers. So it's 6:33, and we'll talk a little bit about daily inspiration for writers. This is really meant to be like a co-writing type of activity where you can come in and have writing sprints, reading sprints. You could work on your homework, whatever it is that you need to work on. You can actually be doing that. So all of that is what this time is kind of dedicated for. The way this kind of works, we start with the 10 minutes of introductions. Already introduced some people, said hi to some folks. So glad that they were able to come by. Just even to stop in and just to say hi is wonderful. So I really appreciate that. As I was saying before, there's the May the Words word tracker. There's also information about who the streamers are for May the Words. So the streamers here's a whole list of them. So anytime any of these streamers are live, it would be great if you popped in and said hi, because that really is encouraging to us to have people stop by. Kind of lets us know that we're not voices out in the void. That people know about what we're doing and that they're enjoying what we're doing. So that works out really good. So that's the information on the May the Words. And again, very simple. If you are writing, reading, listening to an audiobook, whatever it might be, you can put in the information that you need by going to the form. That's right here, choosing my streamer name if you're part of this stream. But if you happen to be in another stream, you'll see the May the Words banner on any streamer who is doing it. So if you're on any other streamers stream and you decide that you want to add words to it, you certainly can. And that's really, really great, a great thing. All right, so check-in time. It felt good coming back yesterday and doing my first stream. I looked at it. I had not done a stream since February. And I think the last stream I did on this channel was actually a game. And that was not good. So I was not necessarily in the best headspace for a while because I was working through some challenges that I was having with a need for some medical care that I need to have for myself. But we've gotten through that part of it. We're not completely done with the journey, but we've gotten through the most major and most important parts of that journey. And so now I'm well on the road to recovery and just getting to the point where we understand what it might be that I need to do in order to continue to maintain and sustain myself moving forward. So that part is really, really great. I want to thank everybody who's here as part of the community, for those who continue to show up even after I had been gone for a while and certainly off my mission of writing for a while. I appreciate you for continue to stick with us and continue to stick with me through the process. But now I am back. We have 2 books that we need to continue to write. I have 1 book that I need to get sent out to people. I promise folks author signed copies. That's coming very, very soon. I know I keep saying that, but please understand that part of the challenge of what I've been going through has also been just taking care of some things, having to repurpose and refocus on different kinds of things. But we're getting there. So we're back with our daily inspiration for writers. Looking to do this 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, for the daily inspiration for writers. I'm going to turn this music down just a tad bit. Actually, I think the music is good for you all. It's just loud in my ear. So I'll turn it down in my ear a little bit, but it should be good for you all. Let me make sure. I always wonder if that impacts anything on the stream. It doesn't. Okay. So, yes, I appreciate it. I'm honored to have you here. Honored to have you here, Yak. I really am. Thank you so much. But as I was saying, the goal is to get back to that consistency. And really the consistency is really around momentum. I know people talk about motivation, but I'm going to tell you, momentum is, you need quite a bit of momentum, and you need a system. And this system, writing in the mornings, making sure I dedicate time to write every morning. Of course, there's additional time. Okay, wonderful. That's fine. That's fine. I understand. So, motivation and what was the word that I used? Motivation. I'll just use the word motivation. Motivation can come and go. If you have a system in place that helps you to remain consistent towards a goal, and you understand what the goal are, the steps that you need to get there to achieve that goal, that is really the key to success. It doesn't mean that you won't have periods like I had where you may have to divert your attention to something else. But the key is a system. And I know that the system of saying that I'm going to, the commitment that I've made to say I'm going to get up and I'm going to stream 6 days a week, I'm going to be here on this channel writing or talking about books or talking about something related to that. I know that that system works for me, and it's having that system in place, which is incredibly important. And so I got that, get that understanding, because when you don't have the motivation, you don't have the momentum, but you have a system, even on the days that it feels like, oh, I don't have the energy to do it, if the system's in place, like For example, my stream setup, it's just a matter of hitting the go live button and making sure that I have the right date on the stream, right? That's very easy. So even if you got low spoons that day, it's like easy, just hit the button and go, right? So it's that system that has to be in place. And so I need to get my system back in stride and get into that. And we're going to make it and move forward. I've been very aggressive in my planning. If you look at my works in progress, you'll see that I recognized and took was honest to myself and to you in saying I took a health break and a hiatus for a while, and now I'm back to finish up the first draft of the second book. And then I have plans moving forward for what I'll be doing consistently to get the next book published, hopefully in March of next year. And then book three, uh, in book three, you'll see that I went ahead and I said, let's start planning for book three from a time frame. Now, I'm the kind of person where I'm like, I'm not gonna beat myself up if I miss a date. Okay, this is not hard written in stone. What this is good guideposts for me. Now, if I were an author who had sponsorship through a publishing company and an agent and all that other stuff, these things would probably have to be pretty much written in stone. But since I am an independent writer looking to turn writing into a second career for myself, post what I've done for almost 40 years, then this makes sense to ease into it and make some commitments to myself and try to stick to those commitments. So that's what I've done. So you kind of see the timeline for some of the things that I want to get done for books 2 and 3. And then, of course, the series will be completed. Another thing that I did while I may not have been actively writing, I was actively attending not just training, but strategy sessions with other established authors who have great careers. Many of them are best-selling authors, and learning things around systems to put in place to help me to be more consistent with what I post and intentional about what I post on my socials. Also, looking at ways in which to improve profitability for the books that I am writing, because again, I said that this is a second career. This is something that I'm looking forward to being able to do in retirement, right? So just looking at ways in which to better market books, better promote books, how to write copy that draws people's interest, looking at ways in which to better engage with the communities and all of those things. So while I wasn't writing, because I have the story in my head, I know the story. I even know the ending for book 2. I already wrote the ending for book 2. That's hilariously funny. It's just writing. I have the beginning of the book, I have the ending, and I need to put all the stuff in the middle. And it was all in my head, but it was just for some reason with everything going on, I couldn't commit the words to the paper. So I'm just being brutally honest about that. But the beautiful part about it was I continued to look at the craft of writing, the craft of being an authorpreneur is what I call it. Just looking at that and looking at ways in which to improve in those areas. So I haven't been able to implement many of the systems that I've started to put together because I'm continuing to grow and gain knowledge from that field of experts in those areas. And what I love about the people that I have now that are surrounding me in this part of my career growth is that it's no one quick tricks. It's not tricks. It's really showing you what you have to do to put in the work to actually get there, to where you're trying to get to and where you're trying to go. And I appreciate that. Again, helping to develop systems and put systems in place that make it when you have great days and you have a lot of energy, things work. And when you have days that you don't have a lot of energy, you've already put in enough work. And in many cases and instances, you've already pre-done work where it's like, okay, today's not a great day for me, but I'm still being consistent with what I need to do because I have, gone ahead and have the systems in place and I've done the pre-work to get me to the point where when the days aren't so great, things are still moving along smoothly. So I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate, meeting people and being able to be around people who really understand and understood, where you are and where it comes from, and what it takes to be moderately successful or even resoundingly successful in your career as an author. All right, so I babbled. Oh gosh, I spent my 10 minutes. I babbled for 10 minutes. So let's get ready to get into our core reason for being here today, which is our 75 minutes of writing time. It's writing time, it's reading time, it's co working time, it's whatever it is that you would like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. I'm going to let you know that we will have an incoming ad break in about 4 minutes or so. So that's going to be perfectly fine because we should already be in our Pomodoro. When I am in the writing sprint or the writing time, I typically turn the mic off. I'll look up every now and again if I see someone has come in or someone has put something in the chat. I will respond with a chat out of respect for those who are working quietly or concentrating on something that they're doing. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that timer at the 75 minutes, and we're going to have the next hour and 15 minutes of time to actually be concentrating and working on whatever. Because, like I said, you work on whatever. If you want to take a nap for 75 minutes, you can take a nap for 75 minutes. It's totally up to you. Whatever it is that you would like to do, that's perfectly fine. And again, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you tremendously. All right. So setting the timer up now for 75 minutes. When we come back, we'll have 5 minutes of wrap up. And then, of course, I need to get myself out the door and get to the office. I'm back full time at work as well. So thank you all so much, and I will see you, or we will talk again in about 75 minutes. Good luck, everybody. All right, everybody. All right. Thank you all so much for being here with me this morning. Goodness, the time went by pretty quickly. I want to give a world of thanks to some folks who came in. One of the authors that's a part of October, Angela, stopped by. I did put a shout out in the chat, but I'll do that again. And if you will, it would be great if you would show Angela some love and follow the channel. That would be wonderful. That's one of the many ways that you can support the authors here on Twitch who are currently participating in October. And speaking of those that are participating, here is a full list of the streamers who are part of October. There are several of us here, several roses. We have a lavender rose. Let's see what we have. We have EK Rose, myself. We have a lavender rose. So we got a couple of roses in here as well. And I think that's wonderful. And last but not least, if you were working along with us today and you want to submit your word counts, there is the link to the form. Very simple. Put in your Twitch username and choose this channel if you were working during this channel, and pick from the list of things that you were working on and enter the number of words, and it will definitely be counted towards our goal of 1.5 million words written this month during the month of May. Perfect timing. I will be back this evening around 8 o'clock to do a longer co-working and writing session. That session will probably be either 25-minute sprints or 45-minute sprints. I'm thinking I'll do 25-minute sprints just to keep a rapid pace and momentum for myself. So we'll be doing some 25-minute sprints with a 5-minute break in between. So you can think about it as every 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes. So half-hour increments of how we'll be working later this evening, starting at around 8 p.m. Until then, I want to say to everyone, thank you so much for being here. I also want to leave space if anybody wants to chime in and let us know how things went for you today as part of the stream. If you have anything you want to share, certainly feel free to do so. Meanwhile, I am going to take a look and see if any of the authors are up. I don't believe so. I do not believe so. So we're going to raid out to, let's see. Katie Dubu is one of our folks that we raid out to. So is Exo Willow doing co-working and studying. And Cheshire Pope is up doing co-working and studying. So what we'll do is, for those who might be working a little bit longer today, I'm going to raid over to Exo Willow, who will be up for quite a while. Very chill vibes over there. Very quiet atmosphere, peaceful, very good for working and getting stuff done. I do enjoy spending time over in Willow's streams. So I'm going to set up the raid to take us there. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoy the vibes over with Willow, and I will see you again tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll be able to start even closer to 6 o'clock. The goal is to get to the point where we're back up at 6 a.m. Each morning for the writing streams. But anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you for continuing to support me as I ease back into the groove of things, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody, and God bless.